Hello, hello. We got something? What's up, guys? Can everybody hear me? There we go. Alan Hellburn, always here. What's happening, buddy? Louis, Justin. What's up? What's up, guys? So what happened? What got delayed? Who died? We talking about the movie, or are we talking about my live stream? Am I late? I guess it's 8:04. You're right. Not cool. Not cool. What's up, guys? Johan. No sound. Hear you. Okay, mixed, loud and clear. That one Bond guy. Hey, what's up? Awesome. Guys, what's going on? Bond Influence. What's going on? Sam Kaufman, Chris Robinson. Thank you. The beard has sort of skipped from Dean Dunleavy. What's up? Marky Mark. What's up? Yeah, the beard kind of skipped. It kind of went straight from, kind of sort of starting to make it to now. It kind of got bushy and unruly. There was no sweet spot where it was just perfect. So who the hell knows? Capture top moments. So this is my first time using this. Why is my focus going in and out? We need the therapy. Oh boy, don't we all? All right, guys. Why is my focus going in and out? That's weird. Okay, well, I'll try to hold still. I'm most excited to see No Time to Die because it was filmed in the Riffion of Norway. My ancestors left in the 1800s. Pretty cool. I could tell you saw my name and thought, nope, not trying that. Ceylon Elsie. Kalon? Ceylon Elsie? We'll figure it out. Beard goals. You got that right. Oh, yeah. So what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Is everybody surviving the apocalypse okay? Why is this thing so? It's not supposed to be blurry. Is this your new underground quarantine bunker, Joe Silock? Let me tell you about my night last night. Let me just tell you this. I was home. I was at work yesterday. I went into the office yesterday. It was just a regular day. I worked kind of all day, so by the time I got home, it was close to 7 p.m., so I went, why is this so damn fuzzy? Is that something I can do about that? It's really weird. It's just fuzzy on my TV. Just surviving, Mr. Chang. Just surviving. More gray in that beard now than at the beginning of February. Right? So yesterday, I leave work around 5. I'm in the office, which is 2 hours from me. And by the time I get close to home, it's almost 7 o'clock. And I went to the grocery store just to get something for dinner. And holy smokes, it was crazy. I grabbed one of those little baskets to walk around to get something. And then all of a sudden I walk in and I see this madhouse. I mean, it was like Thunderdome. So, I walked in and it was like, I saw everybody just ransacking the whole place. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this. So, I did like everybody else. I grabbed a big shopping cart. I walked in and I just stocked up as much as I could on whatever. It was like, the meat section was empty. Everybody totally ransacked it. The pasta area was empty. Not that I wanted much pasta, but everything was. And I'm like, this is nuts. Tom Ryan, what's up, buddy? So, yeah, like I said, I just did what everybody else did. And I ended up buying $200 worth of groceries. My freezer is loaded with meat, with steaks. Not that there was much there. I got one ribeye, couple skirt steaks. That was kind of it for steaks. They were sort of wiped out, so I got some pork chops and pork loins. But yeah, what the heck? I mean, this was nuts. And so everybody, do you believe the film delay is purely virus related, or may there be other reasons, i.e. bad early reactions and possible reshoots? I've seen others speculate that that could be the case. Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second. Same here in Jersey last night. Where in Jersey are you, Michael? So I came home, I unpacked all the groceries I bought, and I mean, it was just nutty. And I still say, I mean, this, you know, I'll just say this real quick and then I'll be done with it. Because, I mean, smarter people than me are in charge of this thing. I mean, here where I live in New Jersey, my nieces and nephews, the high schools, the grade schools, 2 weeks off. They just said, don't come back for another 2 weeks. At work, they told us work from home for a week. We'll readdress it in a week, but they even said it's probably going to be 2 weeks. Bergen County, dude, I'm in Passaic County. I'm like right down the street from you. So everything's shutting down, and we're more or less unofficially quarantined for 2 weeks. I can't get my head around it. I mean, it's just Looney Tunes. Like again, it's still. I get that it's serious, and I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. But good Lord, I mean, it's still. The last I heard, it was something like we had like 30 deaths from this thing in the United States, but we've still had like 60,000 deaths this season from regular flu. It was more like, it was 30-something thousand. Last year was 50,000. So I'm still trying to get my head around what do people know that I don't? I mean, again, I'm not saying you take everything casually. I'm not saying you don't have awareness and make people aware of what's happening. But, I mean, I don't know. I really just don't. Like I said, I can't get my head around that. So anyway, let's see. All right, so yeah, okay. So here's the magic question: do I think that the delay happened because of the virus, or do I think there's other factors involved? Zachary. Only way to stop the virus is to stop the planet from turning. Yeah. I'm an Aspies. Okay. I don't know what that is. Is that an Asperger thing? Okay. 11 dead here in the UK. We'll go into lockdown 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, like, seriously, I say to myself, like, if they reported on the regular flu like this, you know, I mean, we would all be in a panic situation all the time. If people, you know, it's kind of like when an airplane crashes and everybody goes crazy, and they want to shut down the whole financial, or rather the whole, you know, the aviation industry, etc. And it's like, you do realize, brother, what's up? At work, just a quick hello. What's up, brother? It's my brother Mike right there. So I mean. So like I said, like when a plane crashes, everybody goes crazy. They want to shut down aviation, and it's like, you know, there's like thousands and thousands of deaths on the roads every day. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Financial equals financial. Virus equals financial. It's really hard for me to like. My brain is already shot. I think a November release would make more money than an April release. They just needed an excuse for a delay. That is a good point. You know, but here's my feeling on that. You know, right now, you're the head honcho and you're looking at this situation and you're saying, you know what, we're going to lose all that China revenue, etc. Shouldn't we wait? And they can literally figure out, like, here's the hit we will take, right? I mean, they already said it's going to cost them between 30 and 50 million just to postpone, right? But they're probably saying, okay, but that's a lot less than what would happen if we lost all that good China money. Well, my problem is this. It's very easy, or it's much easier to put actual figures and dollars down on paper and say, here's what we're going to lose now. But what you can't do is look into the future to the numbers of the losses you will take in November. That part is purely abstract. So I think again, that's the kind of financial, the risk that they're taking, that they really can't say. You can say what you'll lose now, but you can't put a number on what might happen in November. That's an abstract. So basically what I'm saying is I think that they figured, we know we're going to take a loss now, so let's be extra cautious. I wish I could figure out why that thing keeps going blurry. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen in November? I really think it's going to be, I don't know. I'm nervous about November, but you've heard me say that already. So what about the rumors of reshoots? Well, that is kind of getting more and more mainstream, that rumor, isn't it? I think the hype is guaranteed to return. It looks like a kick-ass Bond film. Well, I won't argue with that. It certainly looks pretty good from the trailer. It's a great-looking movie, etc. But yeah, I am a little nervous that maybe people are watching it and there's things in it. Did you see that Daniel Craig said that the film gets political? Not looking forward to that. Lee Hurst, too woke? All the above? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a straight to Netflix. Justin, yeah, that is a possibility. Bondarmory, I'm more worried about people acting up than the actual virus. Yeah, I mean, seriously, people are just losing their minds. And that's the thing, too. Again, it's so, again, it's good that they're warning people and saying that this virus is out there and telling people, let's be better safe than sorry. I tell you what, I don't know, I'm sort of, like people can't really, and by the way, I might have to shave the beard soon because I keep touching my face, which is exactly what I'm not supposed to be doing right now. Luckily, I haven't been out today, so I couldn't have caught anything. But, yeah, people are not going to realize the ramifications of this hysteria for quite some time. And this is a worldwide event where the whole world is shutting down. Sorry, folks, the world's closed. Yeah, that ain't good. That's not good. Johan, how much toilet paper do you really need for a 2-week quarantine? Dude, there was no toilet paper in the store last night. I still have a couple rolls in my cabinet. I'm not too worried, but I did buy a thing of napkins because that's all that was there. But anyway, yeah, with everything kind of shutting down, honestly, with everything shutting down, the financial tremors are going to be felt for a while. And, it's again, you can't really, people can't feel it now, but with everything being shut down, everything being canceled, kids are out of school, who's going to stay home with the kids? So this is, people are going to feel this for a while. It's not good. It's really not good. As long as you stop touching your ear. Sorry. So yeah, you can't just close the world for a week, for 2 weeks. It's really nutty. The virus situation is silly and avoidable. People just need to be hygienic and self-aware. If it continues, God forbid, the virus turns into something airborne. Okay, yeah. But seriously, I'm having I've said this before. I'm having flashbacks of Skyfall when, Silva lets out something about a virus or something or other, and the whole island clears out, and he owns the island. Are we going through something similar? I don't know. Like I said, the numbers don't add up to me. I just don't really understand why I'm supposed to be terrified from a virus that, again, it's the amount of, it's less than, it's like 30 something in America versus 30,000 people this season who have died of the flu. They just don't talk about it. Zachary, I do have a feeling the film might be horribly outdated by the time it comes out. No, that's interesting. I mean, I can't see it being too outdated, but that's an interesting point. $87 million here in the U.S. don't have any insurance, and tests are not available. Hidden statistics of affected are huge. It's going to get nasty, in my humble opinion. That's very true. I mean, the numbers of people who have it that they know of are probably a small percentage compared to people who actually do have it. But they say, in all likelihood, unless you're elderly, you're going to get better. It's not going to kill you unless you're... I mean, again, the same people who are dying from the flu are dying from this. It's elderly people, people with chest infections. And what I'm hearing is not even actually like a flu as much as this is like a chest infection. I've literally been binge watching your Bond reviews just to try to forget the virus. They've been a great help. Harry's boy. Thank you, brother. And here I am talking about the virus again. So, yeah, why don't we move on? Like I said, I don't make public policy. No one should listen to me. I mean, but that's just my humble opinion. Is like, I can't really get my head around what it's all about, why I should be so concerned, etc. But that's it. Ellie says, hi, Uncle Joe. Hi, Ellie. How are you? Ellie, how are you doing? Are you still studying your planets? So what about the movie? So here's the thing. You know, when, like a week or two ago, we were talking about this, the health concerns, and that's why they pushed the movie forward. I still say it's kind of interesting that they, Eon were the first people to postpone the film. And I kind of feel like, well, people, you know, at this stage of the game, I think it's safe to say that they were ahead of the game. Zachary says, I'm still worried I'll get it and die before I can see the movie. I know it sounds dumb, but God, I'm excited for this. Yeah, do you think the film's going to be bad? Dakota Ray Price. Listen, again, the Eon was pretty quick on that reset button, and I said it before. I said, you know, and by the way, if the film came out when it was supposed to come out last year, we never would have had this problem. I'll just say that. So it's really, really, that part's frustrating. Had they not pushed it forward, I mean, even if it happened on Valentine's Day, like, forget about last year. If it was out on Valentine's Day, again, we would have all gone to see it. It would have been done at this point. But they can't get their act together, so here we are. So, yes, anyway. So do I think there's more to it? Again, the people who said, yes, they need to be conscious of health and stuff, and a lot of us said, this is way too early, they were jumping the gun. Well, on one hand, they've sort of won the argument. I mean, again, whether or not I still think it's a Trey Bond, what's going on? Guys, I'm enjoying your podcast. Trey Bond podcast. Very good. New podcast. And since we are looking for things to keep us occupied for 8 months, check out the Trey Bond podcast. So basically, could it still be that the reason that they were so quick to postpone is that there were reshoots and the film's not doing very well? Well, you know, again, some would say, well, obviously that's not true. Obviously it's the virus because look what's happening. Well, to quote Casino Royale, could have been a double blind. Just because it just means that she's guilty, not that he's innocent. Could have been a double blind. So it could be that they were quick to hit the reset button because they need reshoots. And the virus, both can be true. Do you think there's any edits that we'll see a director's cut? That's an interesting possibility. I'm still happy with the idea of Fukunaga directing. Yeah, same here. Same here. So, yeah, with the reshoots, listen, if they do reshoots in the next couple weeks, we're going to know about it. I mean, they can't keep that hidden. They can't turn around later and say, no, it was fine all along. We were just strictly waiting for the health crisis to be lifted, and, so, there's a part of me that's kind of like, I am nervous. I'm more and more nervous about the rumors. And again, there's a lot of people who've been screaming and yelling about how the film's going to be woke, and I wasn't seeing it. And it's not to say that I'm not saying that there's a lot of movies. When is your Casino Royale review coming out? Monday. In fact, my goal for today was to get the Casino Royale review finished, have it posted around 6 p.m. tonight, and I was actually going to try to launch it at 6 p.m. Maybe do one of those. I've never done this before, but you can set it so it's like a little premiere. So you can set it to go at 6 o'clock, and you can sort of have like a little live stream going. I was hoping to get it up by 6 p.m. so that people would have time to watch it, and then we could do a live stream at 8 and then sort of talk about it. But I literally got it finished right around 6, and I was cutting it too close. I said, well, if I'm going to do a live stream, let me just do that. So you can be sure that the Casino review will be out first thing Monday morning, which I'm really excited about because, again, it's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite of all time. So I'm really excited to get that out there. So yeah, I don't know. I am nervous that the film is gonna be, and again, I've said it before. I don't even like throwing around the word woke because I sort of feel like, certain people really, really want to see, strong, powerful women and every social minority. I get that. Listen, I'm not anti that stuff. If people want to, I guess. But the problem is, I think this is a situation where people say they want something, but they really don't. Benjamin, what if you did commentaries for the films with various Bond fans like Calvin or Dave? Now that's an interesting. That's been brought up to me, and I think that's a possibility. I could see that. I don't know if Kyle B. What's up? What's up, Kyle? Hope you guys heard the interview I did with Kyle this morning. That was a lot of fun. Kyle's a good guy. Known him for quite a while. The fact that they were tinkering with the rhythm section didn't help. Yeah. So glad they waited 5 years so they could do the rhythm section. But yeah, the woke problem in films is a big problem. Quite literally, it is really destroying. It's destroying Hollywood, frankly. This whole woke thing, because, put it this way, I kind of feel like I don't even care what side of the aisle you're on. I'm not being political, like I'm really not. Even if you are as left-wing, as extremely left-wing, and you think everything woke is great, there's not enough of you to fill the theaters. The theaters, these movies are tanking like crazy, and I kind of feel like it's a matter of, think of this term alone: social justice as escapist entertainment. Those two things to me do not go together. Again, even if you're one of these people who go to political rallies and you march for these things, you're not. When you're in the voting booth, when you're thinking about politics, you are thinking about reality. You are focusing on reality, the ugliness of life. I got to be present and make decisions about life. When you're in the movies, your brain is on the total opposite end of that spectrum. So, I mean, you're literally talking about a contradiction in terms. So yeah, this whole social justice as entertainment to me is wildly counterintuitive. They don't go together. It's oil and water. So there's that. So if the film is struggling with these things, it could be a problem. It could really be a problem. Woke stuff is fine. It's just ham-fisted most of the time, not done naturally. But that's right, and that's sort of what I'm getting at, is that you can't do it naturally. You can't... I mean... it's almost by nature going to be ham-fisted. Because if it was natural, it wouldn't be woke. I mean, again, we've had strong female characters in films before. We've had Ripley. We've had Wonder Woman. I just saw Atomic Blonde 2 years ago. I thought it was awesome. That you'd even probably call woke. But again, it was just done in a way that it wasn't all about that. But the Star Wars film, the last Terminator was awful. I mean, awful. And I mean, seriously, if you saw that last Terminator, that Dark Fate movie, good Lord, was it terrible. So, yeah, you can be sure. I mean, like, they were really kind of focusing on... I hate to use the word agenda, but that's what they were focusing on and not making a good movie. It was so backwards. Like, but I don't want to get into that too much. New Black Widow film. I hope that's good. I just rewatched On Her Majesty's recently. I swear that movie could have been made yesterday. I agree with that. That movie does not age. It ages like fine wine as opposed to like diamonds, which feels really old and crusty. Moneypenny and Skyfall was great and not woke at all. I got no problem with... Yeah, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. Yep. I say we need a new Bond ASAP. Please, not a woman. Maybe I should talk about that a little bit. Latest Terminator was atrocious. Boy, do I agree with you guys. Here's the thing. There's some people, and I won't name names, who are on this tirade about how James Bond can't be black because he has to be English. And he has to... to that I say yes and no. Bond, put it this way, very soon, have I watched The Gentleman? No, I have not. Pretty soon, James Bond, and it's already happened in Canada, it's going to become public domain because it was a literary character. People can do what they want with it. And it's going to be not unlike Sherlock Holmes. There's a show, I don't know if it's still around, but it was on like in the last year or two, called Sherlock, I think it was. And it was a female Sherlock Holmes. No problem. Have at it. I mean, you can take characters and just sort of do all kinds of things. If you watch the DC animated movies, by the way, those are great. And I've seen them do recently, like Batman Ninja. They did Batman in like the times of Jack the Ripper. All these sort of alternate universe Batmans. That's cool as hell. I love that stuff. So at some point, they can sort of take the James Bond character and go all kinds of directions. If you want to do an African-American James Bond, if you want to do... I guess that term's not good anymore, sorry. If you want to do a black James Bond, totally cool. If you want to do a female James Bond and call it something else, have at it. It's not going to be for me, but, because again, I'm a guy and I'm a heterosexual male, so I want to see James Bond with women and doing all kinds of fun stuff that, that hetero guys like. And even, so again, they could do all sorts of things. So it's not even so much that I'm saying that they can't possibly. But if you're going to be true to this character, I do feel like if you made James Bond anything other than English, then you are tinkering with the character. Again, if you're going to tinker, then tinker. Make it clear, yes, we're going to do something different. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like, again, when James Bond sort of gets criticized, Her Majesty's Loyal Terrier, and you only care about capital and keeping the Empire alive, that's his Anglo-centric view of the world. So that is part of his character. It's a character flaw. So, I mean, depending on how you look at it. So again, I mean, if you want to stay, true to the character as it was created, that's one way to go. And if you want to try something else, do that too. I mean, that's fine too. Cumberbatch. I think Cumberbatch, if he was more of an unknown, would Fleming have wanted Bond to be black? If the character's half Scottish, he must be white to convincing... Right. Meaning if you did something different, he wouldn't be Scottish. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. That's what I'm saying. I mean, either stick with the character or do a variation, but be clear on what you're going to do. And there's lots of things you could do, and it could be good. So... Idris already played a Bond-like character, Luther. I never saw that, actually. I think it would be interesting if Bond was bisexual. I kind of missed that one. That might have been juicy. Cool. Bond against the mafioso in America, a la Diamonds Are Forever, could be awesome. That would have been if after Casino... If they did Live and Let Die, he would have been against the American Mafia or an American Mafia. Why is it always James Bond? Nobody ever says that Jackie Chan should be the new Shaft. Yeah, I don't. Yes, why is that? I don't know. I do not understand why it's always James Bond who's the center of that conversation. That he should be something else. Look what's happened to Doctor Who. I don't watch the show, but I've heard. I've seen people do reviews of it, and they show clips of some of the nauseating. The new Star Trek. Oh, good Lord. The new... I watched... I think I got through the first episode of that Star Trek Discovery, halfway through the second episode, and it was just awful. And there's lines of dialogue. You know what's an interesting thing that's happening? I think this is sort of falls into that woke thing, but there's a phenomenon where they put, like, the kind of geeky fangirl character in movies. That Rose Tico was sort of like that. And they kind of do that in the new Star Trek. And they literally say things like, science is cool. Or, that's why I love math. Or, that's the power of math. Good Lord. Like, oh, are you kidding? It's just so groany. Ugh. What are the chances we'll get another movie for the 60th anniversary? Tom Ryan? I think that's the chances of that. I think no way. Yeah, given their current output, yeah, I don't see it happening, buddy. How do you feel about reshooting the original villains? I'm fine with that, actually. I'm kind of fine with that. If they it's sort of like a variation on going back and doing the books all over again. That would be interesting. I really wish after Casino they did something like that, where they went back to the original, the original books and redid them in a modern way. That would have been really sweet, but hard to say. Sandgren cinematography. I assume that's the guy doing No Time to Die. From what I see, it looks awesome, and I love that. I know plenty of Black Scots. Okay. The cinematography in the new film looks great, and I really wish all of the films had great cinematography. That should really be a staple of the films. How would I feel about a Safin Dr. No reveal? Johan, if you heard me calling it, if you heard me before, I kind of predicted. I think that's what they're going to do. What's the point of calling it James Bond if they don't care about the description of the character? William, I'll come back to that. I do think they are going to... I think he's going to be Dr. No. And I think that... I mean, again, it's either he's Dr. No or they're doing an interesting bait and switch. Because all the clues point at Dr. No. So I kind of feel like it's probably going to be... Either that's exactly where they're going, or they're going to kind of pull a fast one. But I don't know if they're that clever, to be honest with you. I don't mean to be cruel. Good Lord. I shouldn't be drinking while I'm doing this. Plus, I had a spicy dinner. I hate the Dr. No thing. Caleb, listen, as long as they do it right, I don't care. If they do it right, why not? Don't touch your face. I know. I gotta stop. Like I said, I gotta get rid of the beer because um, but okay, so he's 6'3", young, charming Scottish. He play. Yeah, listen, I get that. Um, listen, I has Zaritsky ever let you drive his Aston Martin? No, Patrick. I think you should tell him that he should let me. Yeah, I mean, if they're, do you collect the Folio Society books? I don't, and I probably should because they look gorgeous. Um, yeah, I those books really look great. I probably should get a couple of those. They already did a character reveal with Moneypenny and Blofeld, so yeah, I could totally see them doing it with Doctor No. I don't see why not. Why can't they just create new characters for minorities instead of changing the original characters? William, listen, yes, I hear you and I agree with that. There's something strange about, like, the problem I have with movies like the female Ghostbusters, Ocean's 8, all of which were awful, and it makes you wonder, well, what's the point? What's the point of, like, again, somebody gets the idea, it's gonna be girl power. So let's take a creation that men already did and do it again. We're gonna just mimic what they did already and do it poorly. So it's not as good. Well, what have you proven there? So, yeah, that's why I feel like stuff like Atomic Blonde, they really should do more of that. Create new characters. Yeah, what's the point of just redoing stuff? Why take other characters and redo it? I mean, seriously, like, again, that Terminator was awful. Have you ever seen Ocean's 8? Good Lord, was that terrible. Did we ever find out why Danny Boyle walked away? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I think Craig could have the best acting career post-Bond. Maybe, or maybe not. I haven't seen much that he's done that has really stuck. This new, the Knives Out was good. I kind of wonder if he thinks, though, he's going to make a career out of making those movies. Like, yeah. I hope... The first it was really good, so I hope they can do it again. But that's the kind of movie where it's kind of lightning in a bottle. I don't know if they could do it again. We'll see. Tom Ford, Ari Aster, Fincher, Jean-Marc Vallée. I don't know who that is. Ari Aster's interesting. I'm kind of a fan of his. Ocean's 8 was a new character. Interesting way to put it. I might be the only person who was relieved when Danny Boyle walked away. Hi from Russia. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name. Hi back. Thank you for joining. Wasn't Boyle's departure tied to him wanting to kill Bond? I don't know. Honestly, depending on who you listen to, either he wanted to kill Bond or maybe somebody else wanted to kill Bond and he really did not want to. Don't know. I don't know. That's another thing that's kind of getting floated around, one of the rumors. And I don't think I believe it, but I don't think I believe that they will kill James Bond, but on the other hand, I've had people tell me, Jamie Lynch, what's going on? Hi from Ireland, my favorite country. Hello from Boston, my favorite city. One of my favorite cities. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an optimist with No Time to Die after Spectre. I think it'll be Craig's day. Nah, I think Spectre was his Die Another Day. I don't think this one. I think this one will be good. The only thing I'm nervous about is that they might be taking themselves way too seriously. That was definitely. I mean, that's been the problem all along. Frankly, is they kind of, I still say that Casino Royale had the perfect balance of realism versus fantasy, and it was grounded enough. Like, I mean, look at the pre-titles. Not the pre-title, but the scene on the construction site, the free running. I mean, that was, they put their feet on the ground again. in a way that made the action exciting, as opposed to the crap from Die Another Day, the CGI surfing, all that nonsense. Bond is a period piece. I listen. I've been begging for that for many years, literally going back to Brosnan. I don't know if they would ever do that as blockbuster films. See, we are living in a weird time. I mean, we're living in a time when, honestly, we could be looking at... Sorry. The plug came out of my laptop. We're living in an era where streaming services actually could overtake the theater experience. I hope not. That would be terrible, in my opinion. But, so it's hard to... So as far as period movies go, I think they could really do something pretty interesting with that. But, yeah, I don't know how they would sort of do that at this point. I've got a little itch down there. Unpopular opinion, but I watch Casino Royale. Rewatch Casino Royale. I can see that. Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie made great use of period setting. Yeah, I agree with that. I gotta watch that movie again. Bond Experience, what's up, buddy? 8:45, you're showing up now. What'd you miss? The whole thing. No, I'm looking. Did you ever do a Quantum? That's coming. The Casino Royale will be up Monday, so Quantum will be soon after. Again, because of the postponement of the film, which still hurts me to say. Scott and I are... I'm not in a rush to get them out. I was really rushing to get all the reviews done in time for the release of the film. Therapy session, yeah, this is my therapy session. We were really cranking to get everything done in time for the film, but again, I mean, literally the morning the news broke, I was at my desk working on Casino Royale, and all of a sudden we got the news and everything just got derailed. So, but I finally got back, and the Casino Royale is finished, so it'll be up Monday morning. Do you think Vesper will be in no time today? I hope not. Where's Volume 2 Bond Experience? You smartass. Do you think you've softened on Quantum? Not really, to be honest. I think it's it's funny. Sometimes I am in quarantine. Sometimes like a movie, it can be a bad movie, and I can sort of empirically say it's not good yet. It's enjoyable. So. They gave Craig way too much say. Yeah, that's true. Having a weird deja vu tonight. It's really funny. Get them out one a month. If I did one a month, I'd still be done. Seriously, I got 4 reviews left, including Casino, Quantum, Skyfall, Spectre. If I put them out one a month, I'd still be done long before. Quantum seemed too rushed. Yes, it was. Will Madeline continue to play in the next Bond actor's era? No, definitely not. There's a question, and let me ask you guys, what do you think? You think for Bond 26, they should just get another actor and put him in with the rest of the cast, or do they have to reboot? Someone needs to check on anyone taking a shot when Joe says again. I swear to God, I was, I know Sam Kaufman, yeah. I don't even know where that came from, but just all of a sudden I was saying again all the time, and I don't know why. I swear I was literally going to do one of these videos where I did something funny, where I said at the beginning, like, okay, drinking game, take a shot every time Joe says again. And I don't know where that came from. It's funny, because I used to always, I still do. I say all the time, and I kind of hate that. Every time I'm editing a podcast, every time I hear myself say it, I get annoyed. The again, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it's like just a sign that I kind of repeat myself too much. So if I have to say again, I just shouldn't say it. Are you and Scott going to do something else after the film reviews? Listen, Sam, no, love you too, brother. Are we going to do something else? I do have a couple things in mind that Scott and I are going to do. One of the things we're going to do together is to go back, because we got some great comments on all of the reviews. The comments are great. So I think Scott and I will go back and go through the comments and comment on the comments, like respond to comments, questions. Like people had commented with things that were people made comments that were just great observations. So I kind of want to go back and sort of address them and give them a little spotlight, frankly. So I can't give Honor Majesty's 10 out of 10. The Blofeld casting and the villain scheme aren't convincing. Oh, Justin, I disagree with that. You're not alone. A lot of people aren't crazy about the casting. I think Telly Savalas' Blofeld is the best Blofeld we ever had, because he was the least comic bookish. So I like that about him. I agree that we never got the perfect Blofeld, but I thought he was pretty good. Explosive Phoenix, the podcast, I really enjoy listening. Thank you, brother. They need to go back to Die Another Day and pick up the continuity from there. There you go. Casino Royale 67, Never Say Never Again. That's possible. That is possible. Enough people have mentioned that as a possibility, so maybe. We might do those. I think we'll definitely do, like, I'm wondering how to tackle this, because Scott and I have different, I purposely went ahead of time and, get guests on board like Peter Brooker and Matt Spage. That's interesting. Peter Brooker is very funny, and I think he would be great doing that, actually. They need to go back and do Diamonds, do it in a modern Vegas setting. That's funny you say that, because I was just talking to somebody today. James Page, what's going on? We should do a James Bond Jr. episode. That's interesting. Would love to see Never Say Never Again. Yeah, like I said, we might. Seriously, before Scott and I, the 54 Casino Royale, we're talking about that too. We might do that. Before we did the reviews, I went in and did all of my. I scored all my films before we started, because I wanted my scores when I finished to really kind of look. Like, I didn't want to look back at my scores and kind of go, oh man, I put this above this. I should have thought this through. So I really did think through what my scores would be before we started. So I could go back right now and sort of do like a top 10, bottom 10, and feel pretty good about it. And it would sort of be just a different way to package the reviews. I mean, kind of do like a 10-minute, 15-minute top 10 list, and just a quick overview of why. That would be interesting. So that could be something. So we'll definitely do some things. And by the way, I mean, I got to do more being James Bond stuff. So how long are you going to grow that beard? Will it stop? Yeah, I know. Seriously, it went from barely filling in to being like unruly and bushy. There was never like a sweet spot. So yeah, it's kind of it is kind of crazy. And by the way, I can kind of do this. By the way, go to Patreon for Being James Bond today. Chris Robinson, dude, you are the man. Thank you. Chris Robinson got me to do a Patreon. So if you are interested, folks, go to my Patreon account and become. Can we see the inside of your refrigerator, dude? It's packed. The freezer is packed. And look, I can kind of do the little handlebar. He keeps on touching it. I know. I haven't been out of the house all day. I didn't shake anybody's hand today, so I'm not worried about it. There was talk that the new Batman could be in the 90s. Now that's interesting. I'm a little nervous about the new Batman, frankly. I kind of feel like I saw the new costume, I saw the new car. Yeah, not a fan necessarily just yet. Um, Wash your damn hands. I washed my hands before I sat down. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the new Batman movie. I feel like they're kind of having an issue where they keep having to do new stuff. Like, they don't want to keep redoing things you've seen already. So everything has to be new. So we're going to get a new suit and a new bat car. And it's almost well, what if it was good before? Why do we have to new everything? You're not going to make it as good if it was good before. Haphazard. We've teamed up. Like, we did an interview together. But I would do stuff with him. He's love Haphazard stuff. I wish Craig's Bond had been on more actual missions. Most of his films, he's going rogue. Yeah, I mean, that's Craig's MO. It's like everything is rogue. Everything is, yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I gotta see what goes on with that new Batman. I don't know. It's not doing anything for me yet. But Pattinson is good. I'm not picking on him. Ugh. After all the fallout from the coronavirus, do you now feel better about the postponement? Yes and no. Like, if you're just getting here, I kind of was talking about this earlier. Again, I don't make public policy, thank God. So don't listen to anything I say. But I'm still kind of baffled why this virus it's made everyone go crazy. I mean, last I heard, it was something like 32 deaths in the U.S., I think. But we had already this season alone like 30-something thousand deaths from regular flu. So I still am not quite convinced that everything that's happening makes a lot of sense. But I guess the bottom line is, like we talked about the open letter, and some people were upset that had happened, but I mean, it's safe to say that's totally, like, this would have happened anyway. There was no getting around this. I mean, we can't even get to London now for the events. I mean, we were going to go, Dave Zaritsky and I and a few other people were still going to go because there were other events happening around the same time, but we can't even really get there now. So, again, the postponement was a little ahead of its time because, look, God knows where we are right now. So look what's happening now. So, it just is what it is. So, I guess there is sort of a mild sense of, not relief, but I'm trying to think of what the word would be. But the fact that, again, like, no harm was done, I guess, with the postponement. Nothing, it still stings, but the right thing to do. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I know, yeah, R.I.P. Barracuda. But here's the thing, and I think Dave will stand by me with this. I think, come November, like, put it this way, I've had this nagging feeling, just sort of like a possibility that I can't shake. The possibility that what if the film gets out, it gets pirated, etc. What if things get so bad that they literally put the film on Netflix or pay-per-view and it never actually even hits a theater? I think even if that happens, we're still going to go to London in November and have a Barracuda. I think that's probably safe to say. I think everybody would agree that even if the film never hits a theater, we're still going to go and have a gathering. Because we're too pissed off that we didn't have it. Second longest gap in the series history. Yep. And with nothing really causing it. Still going to London to party. That's right. Bond experience. November feels right for a Bond film, as it always had. April felt weird. Yeah, I agree with that. The funny part is, yeah, if they put it out last year in November, we wouldn't be sitting here right now complaining. I wonder if the delay could have something to do with what's in the script. Imagine a plot being about a virus being released. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I did think that that's a possibility, especially given the. I mean, they kind of said as much that it was genetic, such and such. The rumor I was hearing was cloning. Matthew, hi Joe, just to cheer you up. On YouTube, type in "No Tourist," The Prodigy, Quantum Solace. It's awesome. But to top it off, read the one and only comment. Okay. How about Apple buying MGM as rumored? And it goes up exclusively on iTunes for 19. That's interesting. Movie leak or not, I'm going to London, damn it. Joe Silog. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Would love some new Bond video games. Got that right. So is Martin planning a Diamonds Are Forever trip in 2021? Boy, that's funny. It's funny you asked that because I think Kevin O'Connell, I'm here in Ireland and society is slowly shutting down. Same here, brother. Is Martin going to do a trip for Diamonds in 2021? I think if you asked him a month ago, he would have said absolutely. I think if you asked him today, he'd be like, I don't know. Harris Thomas, what's up? I watched your live stream, buddy. Good going. It was very good. Working to finish up our new house to have a live and let die in Tampa. I like that. Yeah, I hope Martin doesn't get discouraged by this. I can only imagine how frustrated he must be right now. I mean, Martin is the king of doing Bond trips, and for this one to get so sabotaged like it was, I can only imagine he would never want to do it again. I hope he does, because he's great at it, you know, but I could certainly see why he would be discouraged right now. Laughing at your review of Diamonds. Do another funny one like that. Maybe Never Say Never Again. We actually did Never Say Never Again as a podcast, so if you're jonesing for it, it's out there if you want a little yeah, I think Scott and I will probably do Never Say Never Again at some point, because yeah, we just need stuff to do. And we only got 5 reviews left. 4 for now and then 5 in November. "100% Martin. Heartbroken for Martin." Dude, same here. Same here. Yeah, man. I am too. Hope everyone's stocked up on alcohol while in quarantine. Yeah. I got stuff. I have 2 bottles of wine and a 6-pack of beer, which I never even do. When's your casino review coming out? I was really trying to get it up for tonight, but I think it's going to be first thing Monday morning. In fact, I literally just finished it early this evening, and I have to sort of watch it once all the way through to make sure there's no mistakes, and then I'll put it out Monday morning. Has your opinion of the Billie Eilish song changed? That's an interesting question. I don't know if it's changed, but I did sort of feel like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh wow, this is. It was like here's Skyfall, and then here's Writings on the Wall, and then here's Billie Eilish. It's like, boy, is this. You can't get much more of a downer song than that. Literally, it's like here's silence and here's the Billie Eilish song. But with that said, it's oddly been stuck in my head for a while. Actually, it's not true, because in the last week I've had The Morning After stuck in my head. There's got to be a morning after. Which prompted me to make that video the next day. But before that, the Billie Eilish song was stuck in my... I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I guess, in some ways, mission accomplished, really. So, if it got leaked, would you watch it early, or could you wait for cinema release? Great question, Rich Allen. Would I watch it? here's how it would probably go. Let's say, for example, it's May, and there's I wake up and there's like the internet says, No Time to Die was leaked. Copies are online. I would say, shit, and I'd say, no, I'm not gonna watch it. And then the first couple days would go by, I would start to get texts saying, dude, I got a copy of the movie. Do you want to see it? And I'd say, no, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll wait until, okay. And then May would go by, and then June, more and more people saying, I saw the movie. I'm like, don't tell me about it. Don't tell me. And then like little by little, it'd be like, dude, you're the only guy left who hasn't seen it. Do you want to see it? And I'd be like, fine. I'd be like, is it a good copy? Yeah. All right, fine. Like, so I would probably, whatever Bond buddies haven't seen it yet, let's go watch it or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, listen, it would really depend. If you didn't watch it early, it would be spoiled for you before the theater. I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, it really would totally depend on. I mean, it would almost sort of feel like the coronavirus in terms of like, well, it depends how the movie spreads. If it spreads far and wide and everyone has seen it but me, I guess I almost have to watch it, because then it's a matter of, I mean, kind of the same way people ask me, like, if spoilers come out, are you going to, are you trying to stay spoiler free? And I said at one point, well, I kind of can't really afford to be spoiler free, because now I do a podcast, I do shows, so, I can't really be aloof, I guess. I guess I really should sort of pay attention to what's happening. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't seek out the movie. I wouldn't, scramble. Like seriously, if I heard it came out and I heard it was a decent copy, I really would not scramble to go see it. If I really thought I could hold out until November, see it on the big screen and be surprised, I would. Absolutely. But if it gets out of control, if it gets to where everybody's already seen it, to where I think it might not even play in the theater anymore because it's been all over the place, then I would readdress it. So, I mean, my hope is that I wait until November. I hope I wait until November to see the thing on the big screen, and it's a big, fun, exciting time. Being all negative about all of this could turn into, well, I don't get it. Like, if we're negative in what way? Saying that it's going to get released and going to get whatever, that it's going to happen? Well, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I would only watch it as a Netflix special or Amazon. Or I would check money at it. Yeah, right. Meaning, you don't want to watch a crummy copy. Yeah, same here. I mean, again, like I said, I hope I don't have to see it at all on the small screen. I hope I can see it on the big screen for the first time. Ellen, I would watch it to clarify if I should spend the money on the theater. Big screen always has details no home display can match. True. Yeah, you got to vent. Yeah, Trey Bond, I get that. No Time to Die in 2 parts, like the Mission Impossible films. See, that's interesting. I've heard people speculate, what if, because of this, and they do a lot more reshoots, I mean, they've already got a 3-hour film, what if they start to do so much that it becomes like a 4-hour film and they can split it into 2 parts? Now, that would be an interesting way to... actually, that would be clever. Because, let's say, what they do now, because of the virus, because we don't know what the markets will be like, even in November, what if they took this time to, film new scenes, fluff it up a little bit more, and make a 2-parter? So that part 1 comes out in November, and then the second part comes out later on. Interesting. Speed King says no. Well, why not? I mean, it would depend. It would depend. I guess if you're going to do a 2-parter, you need to plan it that way. So, just making a big fat movie that's kind of like a to be continued, yeah, not so good. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, and I don't mind a long runtime. I mean, I'm kind of weird that way. I sort of don't mind it if some people hear a long runtime and they get really squirrely. Part 2 will premiere in theaters in 2025. Very true. No Time to Die. No Time to Die followed by No More Time to Die. Beefing up by a full hour means rewriting the whole movie. Yeah. Well, put it this way. If they just film more scenes to fluff it up that don't feel organic to the story, then yeah. Then yeah. Nobody's doing anything right now. Start making Bond 26 right now. There you go. With this extra time, please don't make No Time to Die into a musical. May just as well be a trilogy. There you go. Who would I have play Bond next? I honestly don't know. I don't know enough about... I'm kind of out of touch with the new actors and different things. People are watching shows, and I really don't watch a lot of TV to really know who would be good. I kind of hope they do what they did with this. One of my favorite things about the Craig era is that Craig was a relative unknown. He was very unknown to me when he first came out. Most of the leading ladies were unknowns. It made the whole thing... It was much easier to get immersed in that world by having unknowns, as opposed to like the stunt casting, the Halle Berrys, the Terry Hatchers, Denise Richards, etc. So I kind of hope they stick to unknowns like they've been doing. That'd be kind of cool. Jack O'Connell. Richard Madden, I hear that a lot. Scott Adkins, my friend Scott Adkins, who I do my reviews with. Actually, Scott Adkins is Atkins. Not how you meant? Jay Sadowski. Hey, go on my live stream. What are you doing, period? That's Mary. John Hamm as Felix. I can see that. Oh, and your beard and mustache look great. Thank you. When you shave, leave the mustache. You know, I actually might just more for a gag. Because I kind of feel like I would totally have that, like, you know... It's not... I don't know if it would look... how it would look. But I would definitely do it. I've actually done... Like, when I was younger, I've done, like, just the mustache and the goatee. So... John Hamm should have been Batman. That would have been interesting. I meant to send this group a text saying I was doing a live stream, and then I forgot to send it. Cavill will be the new Wolverine. I almost don't see that at all. Henry Cavill. I mean, seriously, I almost feel like Superman and Wolverine are probably as far apart as you can get, like the literal polar opposites of superheroes. So I sort of feel like if Henry Cavill was at all a good Superman, which he should have been, by the way, except they just sort of ruined it. Clive Owen would have been a great Bond years ago. Totally agree. Calvin Dyson as Q. I love that. Calvin Dyson as Q. I could totally see that. James Corden as Bond. Alan, yeah, I'm going to keep the mustache and be the bad guy from MI6. I have to trim it or do something. It's getting kind of... Haven't seen The Witcher. I really haven't seen... I tell you what, since we're sort of... Dutch Bond fan as the next villain. Dutch Bond fan needs to be like the Stamper. He needs to be... you need a Rolly Fingers style mustache. There we go. Yeah. No, Dutch Bond fan, he should be the henchman. He should be the Red Grant. He's got that Dolph Lundgren look, so he needs to be like a Stamper. Which bands would you like to see do the next Bond theme? If you asked me in like the early 2000s, I would have had some great answers. Because I totally would have recommended all the bands I listened to, like Radiohead, Portishead. Goldfrapp at one point was rumored to do the one for Casino Royale, but it never happened. That's a great band who I think would be great. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dolph Lundgren is my cousin. Is it true? Teppo Lundgren? He was great in Creed 2. Loved it. Loved Creed 2. That series, that oddly awesome. Dalton or Lazenbury as a Bond villain. Maybe. Dutch Bond fan as Stemper. That's classic. And David Zaritsky as Carver. Oh boy, he wouldn't like that. Who would you like to see as Tanner after Rory Kinnear? As Tanner. I don't know. Anybody. What are your views on the negative feedback that No Time to Die is getting since the GQ interview? My feeling is this: just don't talk about politics. Don't talk about politics. Everybody is so glued now to this idea that they have to. Good Lord! I mean, stop already. Favorite Radiohead album? Probably the what do you call it? OK Radio? OK something or other. Everything in its Right Place is like one of my favorite Radiohead songs. Just found out Martin is doing it. Hope to see you there, Guy McCoy. Did you hear that recently that he said that? Because I'm praying he's not burned out after this experience. I'd prefer Dave Zaritsky as 007 in Bond 26. I'm sure he will love that. Blows my mind that studios let actors speak on this stuff. Yeah, OK Computer, that's the name of the album. Thank you. Yeah, in the old days, a studio would have told actors and actresses to keep quiet, and frankly, probably would have pushed them into saying things to keep their brand, positive. Good Lord, like, stop with this stuff. I literally stopped watching the Oscars. Like, I can't handle it. And again, it's not even that I'm like it doesn't even matter what side of the fence you're on. Whatever side of the political spectrum you're on. I mean, is that what you want to hear all day long? Ugh. What wine are you drinking? I am drinking, this is kind of my guilty pleasure now, butter. I'll tell you what, I've sort of gone full circle with white wine. I used to drink, the first one I probably ever had was a Chardonnay, and then I discovered Rieslings because they were sweet. And, when I was younger, I liked that. And then I kind of went for, I started drinking nothing but Sauvignon Blanc. And for a long time, that's all I drank was Sauvignon Blanc. And, again, I liked it because it was crisp. It was a great summer, wine. And then I went to a wine tasting, and all of a sudden, I was right back to drinking these big, flabby, buttery Chardonnays again. And I kind of got hooked on it. So that's kind of what I've been drinking lately. In fact, I was at a tasting where they would pair wines with food, and for some reason, I swear to God, I know you're supposed to drink red wine with red meat, but I swear I tried it with steak and Chardonnay, and I was loving it. So, I'm always drinking Chardonnay lately. It's really weird. Where's Mary tonight? Mary is home watching, what is it, Grace and Johnny? Frankie and Johnny? What is that called? Is it Frankie and Grace? Some show, I guess it's on HBO. It's with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. So of course I can't handle it. So she's home watching that. James Corden as Sheriff Pepper. That's a great one. I like that. That would be really good. So how long should we keep going? It's 9:18. Is anybody getting bored yet? Lay off the wine. Why? Because I'm fat? I want to see James Bond drinking Yingling. I used to drink Yingling all the time. We need to talk about the whole steak comment. Oh, my brother's gonna be mad about that. Mike, I got a. I'm getting much better at cooking steaks. I don't cook the shit out of them like I did last time. Would you have enjoyed the fifth Brosnan film after Die Another Day? I hope they would have gone the For Your Eyes Only route. And that's interesting. That's interesting. Would they have done that? I bet, I think Brosnan... Put it this way. By the way, did you see Calvin's review of the Thomas Crown Affair? Always loved that movie. James Bond Television. What's going on? Thomas Crown Affair. Great movie. In fact, I just watched the original recently. It was interesting. But the one with Pierce is awesome. So, Chris Robinson, since we're all quarantined, let's do daily live streams. I actually did say to myself, I haven't done a live stream in a while, and I was thinking, with the film coming up, I had no plans really to do any, because I was just going to focus on getting the reviews done. But now that we got some time, I really might do it more often. So, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Thomas Crown Affair is great, and I kind of feel like Brosnan probably was dying to do a Bond film that was less Die Another Day and more. I mean, apparently, I didn't even know this, but apparently Brosnan's own production team did that movie. So, yeah, so that kind of shows what I think he wanted to be doing. And that was so much better than Die Another Day. So, yeah, I could see, if he did another one, I could definitely see No Time for Stream today. Yes, more live streams. Cool. I tell you what. Here's a question. How often should we do live streams? Every month? Every other week? Every week? Let's give Lazenby another chance. It's fine by me. Ooh, the de-aging techniques that Scorsese used in The Irishman. Irishman was great. I really, really liked The Irishman. I thought The Irishman was great. What was the spy movie you sent to me on YouTube? Yeah, the actor was the actor that played Le Chiffre. There's a great, great movie. Highly recommend this one. It stars Mads Mikkelsen. He's a spy, and the film is called Move On, which sounds like a terrible title. But the movie is awesome. In fact, I literally was talking about it in the Casino Royale review. Because we were talking about Mads Mikkelsen, obviously. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Literally, sorry, I shouldn't have had anything spicy before I did this. Seriously, it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. Full resolution. It looks great. You can pop it on your TV and watch the whole thing. It's really good. It's called Move On with Mads Mikkelsen. It's really good. Once a month on Fridays. I have to work the next day rough for a cocktail hour. So you have to work Saturdays? The de-aging stuff. Trey Bond. I thought they did it really good in The Irishman. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. Also, at least monthly live streams. Okay, well, we'll definitely see. Yeah, I guess I can't do it weekly because I guess my girlfriend's gonna say, how come you never come over on Friday nights anymore? I can do it on a Thursday, I suppose. Irishman got robbed like every other award ceremony. Totally. I do not understand why they don't. They really stick it to Scorsese, don't they? Ugh, man. If I just laid down and did this, would that be cool? No. I'm going to start doing live streams in my pajamas with the blanket over me. Stoplight Gaming, what's going on? Mads lives not far from me in Mallorca. Always in the same supermarket. Really? That's pretty wild. Boy, he's a great actor. He's kind of... I think Mads Mikkelsen is a really underrated actor. I kind of feel like every time he's in something, it sort of lends a little gravitas, Like even when he showed up in what was that movie? The Star Wars movie he was in, Rogue One. Just the fact that he was in that, I was like, oh my god, it just made it better. Lady Suban, No Time to Cry. What's up, Lady Suban? I saw your interview with that one Bond guy. Very cool. And yeah, boy, if you guys want to laugh, if you haven't seen it already, you have to go to the Bond Armory channel on YouTube and watch the No Time to Cry video. It was hysterical. You want to talk about the Bond community just sort of coming out of the woodwork to do something. Ray organized that. It was what a smart idea. So good. Martin Lavare, is that how they say that right? Nice to see you, Martin. George Clooney's The American. I can't remember if I saw that. I think I might have. John Riggs, fellow Jersey resident. Dude, are things crazy around here or what? I went to the grocery store last night. It was Thunderdome. It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. Did you ever watch The Debt with Jesper Christensen, Jessica Chastain? I didn't see that one. The Oliver Brown onesie looks comfortable. Yeah, Ryan, you're totally right. The Irishman absolutely should have won. I swear to God, I'm not just saying this. I think Martin Scorsese is probably the only genius that I can think of in modern cinema who's consistently good. He's got like I wasn't real keen on Casino. Martin Scorsese's Casino. I didn't love that one. But he was still pretty true to form. It wasn't. He didn't lose his technique. I just didn't really like the story as much. Raging Bull's amazing. Goodfellas, I think, has got to be literally one of the greatest movies of all time. And I thought the Irishman was sort of like was this kind of genius movie from a guy who's in the twilight of his career, who kind of does a more thoughtful. Kind of a thing. I thought The Irishman was really good. Thunderdome it was. Yeah, it was Looney Tunes. Tarantino's great too, but he can, he can slip into being a little too gimmicky sometimes, and I think even he would sort of tell you that. If you had $400 to spend on any Bond item, $400. It's interesting. So you're probably talking about like one of the Wolabar Browns. One of the Oliver Brown pieces. Interesting question. I'm not sure. I think possibly the A View to a Kill pullover, just so I can be cool with. A lot of guys really like A View to a Kill, so. Over asked question: Goodfellas or Godfather? Honestly, Goodfellas. I've never really seen The Godfather as that great of a film. I think Goodfellas is just amazing. I think it's an amazing film. James Bond Canada, what's up? Nice to see you again. Is that Jeff or Murray? Kubrick never lost his way. True. Yeah. I would say that's probably true. He's Full Metal Jacket. I love Full Metal Jacket, but I sometimes wonder if it's because of the story and the director, or if it's just for the awesome scenes with the drill instructor. James Bond aficionado, have a good night. You and Mary stay safe. Thank you. Martin, sunglasses, jacket, shirt. Hard to say. $400. Maybe a jacket. King of Comedy. Yeah, totally. King of Comedy was great. I think King of Comedy. What's up, Murray? Good to see you. Goodfellas versus Bronxdale versus Casino. Definitely Goodfellas. Mean Streets is awesome too. Totally. John Riggs, love The Irishman. Goodfellas far and away, but Bronx Tale is great too. But Bronx Tale is kind of like a lower level. Apocalypse Now is Coppola's best film. I really need to rewatch Apocalypse Now. It's been ages since I've seen it. Thoughts on a film about a different 00 agent? I'll tell you what. Since it takes them 5+ years to do a Bond movie, I can't see them doing a movie about another 00 agent. The Bronx Tale is a pile of crap. Oh man, I don't agree with that. King of Comedy, very underrated. I love the King of Comedy. And by the way, there's a certain YouTuber who does. I shouldn't even say this, but the people in here might get it. But there's a certain YouTuber who is a self-professed James Bond fan who does a James Bond show on YouTube. He totally reminds me of the King of Comedy, like in his parents' basement, being like, "Mom." But anyway, would you like to see Craig come back for one more go, or has he reached a View to a Kill Roger Moore stage? I kind of think I'm ready for Craig to leave because I think he's ready to leave. I think he doesn't really like doing it. Now you can't leave. Best scene in the movie. Now you can't leave. I always thought Goodfellas had better pacing. The Godfather goes deeper, but I have to be in the right mood to watch it. Whereas I can watch Goodfellas anytime. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. I think. Goodfellas. If I'm flipping around and it's on, you just stop. You just stop and watch it. Kind of like the drill sergeant scenes in Full Metal Jacket. If I'm flipping around and that's on, that's it. You put the remote down. Goodfellas is just an amazing movie. Dalton should have got his third film, big time, absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely, positively should have. I think his third one would have been his Goldfinger, The Spy Who Loved Me. I think his Skyfall. He totally should have done a third one. I really wish he did. I've never watched The Godfather. Murray, what are you doing? Operation Kid Brother. The Corona thing is going to postpone De Niro's next project. Do you really think they're going to put politics in No Time to Die, like Daniel Craig was saying? Well, listen, sadly, the Bond films tend to be 20 minutes late to the party. Meaning, when things get popular and trendy, they pick up on it, and it shows up in the next film. Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America, I can't watch that. I saw it once. I got a hard time with rape scenes. I know, I can't stomach it. Very graphic. There was a movie that was out last year that everybody was raving about, and I thought I was going to love it. Dragged Across Concrete. I'm getting very squeamish in my old age. It's tough to watch. I couldn't watch it again. Where were we? Do I think it's going to get political? Possibly. Fleabag was great, so I bet Phoebe Waller-Bridge will add lots of great stuff to the movie. Interesting. I'm kind of... I really hope there's no politics in this movie. Craig more or less came right out and said there would be. So maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe I shouldn't... Maybe I should just accept that it's going to have. I really hope not. They just shoot themselves. Plus, if nothing else, you're gonna make the film timely. It's going to have a short shelf life if it's really focused on current events. So just let it be timeless. Honor Majesty's Secret Service is a timeless story. It doesn't get old. What else? How's my the Matt Helm series? I don't know anything about it, James. Actually, James, what's up? I just saw James the other day. How's it going, Jimmy? Yeah, Matt Helm. That's the thing. I don't know much about that one. There's a lot of sort of spy genre, old spy genre stuff. I should probably No, but I don't. I wonder if people's hunches are right and there's some kind of bio warfare virus. You know, I don't know. I kind of wonder, like, would they really, like, put it this way? I know there were a lot of movies that got shelved after 9/11 because too soon the plot felt like 9/11. Um, like, do you think coronavirus is one of those things that people would be upset by it? So I don't think that's why they would postpone it. Um, it's already delayed and they've pissed off the fan base. Going political will just exacerbate the whole thing. Sam, I agree with that. Joe had a blast. That one Bond guy, thank you for joining, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing. Did I ever see The Man from U.N.C.L.E.? The show. I probably seen a couple. Um, but, and I saw the movie, but I really should see it again. I feel like maybe saw half of it and then I fell asleep or something. Get a snidey whiplash mustache going. Yeah, I think so. Johan, depends on how many people die. Yeah, but I mean, it does depend, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I guess that makes perfect sense. I feel like, do you think it's even gonna get into the thousands? I don't know. Life imitating art. That is true. That is true. I'm so sad we have to wait. I'm with you. I'm with you. I am very sad. Very sad that we can't travel. Very sad that we. I mean, what were the odds that this was going to happen right as we were going to London? Mustache wax for Christmas. A mustache, a mustache, da, 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 a mustache. It's probably the only funny part in that movie. Well into the thousands, 100%. Yeah, well, you know, and you're, yeah, that's safe to say, I guess. The whole Man from U.N.C.L.E. TV series on DVD. I'm sure I can find it on. I'll keep an eye on it at some point. I'm calling it now. Felix becomes DC. Felix becomes Daniel Craig. What's your favorite Bond score? How much wine left? Well, in fairness, though, this much is left. But I actually started this bottle last night, so I'm technically not even. It's not even a whole bottle. Um, Favorite Bond score? On Her Majesty's easily. Living Daylights is a personal favorite of mine. View to a Kill is a great score. Skyfall is really good. I like it a lot. All the David Arnold scores are great. I really do like them. So Casino Royale is really good. Yeah, Skyfall's good. I never thought I would need a support group for James Bond. Well, Gia, welcome. Welcome to our support group. Yeah, right? I mean, just who would have thought? Who would have thought we would have gotten clobbered? Ugh. On Her Majesty's. Thumbs up, thumbs up. What about a Bond series, HBO style, one episode every week? Interesting. Are you talking about to follow the books or or new stories? Either way, that'd be kind of interesting. The comic series is really good. Those are really good. You Only Live Twice score. Scott loves that one. I mean, that's probably his. I think that's one of his favorites. But Honor Majesty's is just so amazing. Favorite recent scores. Tomorrow Never Dies. Again, Arnold has. He has so many great tracks. Casino Royale, Tomorrow Never Dies, Living Daylights, License to Kill. License to Kill, you lost me on. From Russia with Love, yeah. This really is No Time to Die. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, it's time to be quarantined. Sadly. What a day. I finished work around 6. I should have stopped early so I could have made myself something for dinner. No Time to Die score is excellent. I mean, Tomorrow Never Dies. I tell you, the car chase one, the backseat driver, what a good score. What a good track. Rodrigo, following the books. Yeah, I mean, I would love it. I would really love it. In fact, I actually think, you know, it's funny because some of the books, like the lengths are uneven. There are some that are short, some are long. You have the short stories. I wouldn't mind if they kind of sort of stretched it out to like a long, sort of a stream of consciousness, and then sort of broke them up, sort of differently. So it wouldn't be like, here's Casino, here's Moonraker, here's Live and Let Die. Like it would be Chris Robinson, man. Thank you for being here, brother. As always, man. Talk to you soon. It'd be interesting, yeah, if they took all of the Bond stories, all the Fleming stories, the novel short stories, and put them into one long thing, and then figure out another way to sort of break them out, if that makes sense. The Boat Chase is a great score. Yes. Dangerous driving music, though. Big time. Felix becomes director of CIA. Moneypenny becomes M. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, are we getting 9:39? So we'll cut it off at 10 o'clock. I think James Bond movies are kind of bad. Okay. We definitely need to find an heir to the throne. Do you think the new bad guy is Dr. No? I do. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think Remy Malek is going to be Dr. No. I think that's where they're headed with this. That's kind of I mean, it feels like every clue is kind of leading in that direction. So we'll see. Some of the Benson books could easily work as movies, especially Never Dream of Dying. I think High Time to Kill would make a great book, a very exciting book. Benson is a great writer. There's a couple mistakes he makes sometimes. They would need some tweaking. But I think No Time to Die or High Time to Kill was a really, really. I mean, I remember when I read that, I couldn't put it down. I think it took me a little while to. Once I hit about the halfway point, I remember just being sort of glued to it. Biggest missed opportunity of the series. Greg, sweet dreams, brother. Thank you for being here. The biggest missed opportunity, Jimmy, I would say, is not doing Ian Fleming's Live and Let Die as a follow-up to Casino Royale. I think Daniel Craig's Casino Royale was amazing, and I think if they did the book version of Live and Let Die, that could have really been interesting. Daniel Craig's James Bond in New York City, gangsters, the scene where they break his finger, which is different than the movie, obviously. That's Daniel Craig right there. Do you hope they go back to standard gun barrel opening from here on out? Well, Eric, I think here on out is really kind of like just this movie and that's it. I'm not sure what they're going to do after this. I just saw this recommended by YouTube and got here. Husker. Alrighty, whatever. Yeah, I think the gun barrel will definitely be in this one. I think that's very easy. That's probably... I think it's almost a given at this point because, I mean, Cary Fukunaga did that whole thing about how great the dots in the gun barrel was, so I think he's obviously going to. Plus, they did it in Spectre, even though they did it kind of as a shitty, wasn't so great. I think once they finally put it back in the beginning, it's hard to stop doing that now. So, it took them, again, how many movies to start doing it again? I'm super interested in your views on Quantum. Thank you. Patrick, yeah, that will be out soon once Casino's out. I'm not going to rush on it. Like I said, I gotta. Not that I have to space things out at this point, but being James Bond, are you a fan of James Bond, or an expert, or worked on the movies? I am a fan of James Bond. Uh, Definitely not an expert. Do you count Never Say Never Again as a Bond film, included in the 25 or 26 films? Ed Swain, good night, brother. Do I consider it? I mean, it's obviously not an official film, since it was made by a kind of a rogue group, um, and it's a remake of Thunderball, so it really doesn't even sort of fit with the rest of the films. I mean, technically, all of the films up to Casino Royale are kind of a linear progression. Never Say Never Again is a remake of Thunderball, so it is kind of odd in the whole the big scheme of things. So it's an odd animal. I want to find out that White's real name is Mark Ange Draco. That's interesting. I like that, Patrick. If they made Live and Let Die Fleming version, how would they have done the water rope torture without ripping the scene from For Your Eyes Only? See, that's interesting because, Andrew, it's just a Fitbit. Yeah, if they redid the books following Casino, it would have been interesting because, again, the movies, some of them stick close to the source material, some don't at all. So it would be an imperfect experiment to go back and redo those. So hard to say, but I think if they got creative, they could do it. Joe, would you rather battle 1 coronavirus infected horse or 10 coronavirus infected ducks? That's a great question. I think I'd take the ducks. Yeah, I don't know how I would ever get that horse down. Ducks, I could just one swift kick would take out a duck. But then again, they would splatter all over you. So hard to say. I'd like to see Never Again. I'd like to see Never Say Never Again rescored with an authentic classic Bond style score. I think it would transform the movie. My friend Raymond, it's been done. I wish I had a copy. I had one and I don't know where it went. Someone years ago rescored the film. They made it available to people. And this is kind of early internet, so it wasn't like you could just download it. You had to actually get a copy of the of a DVD. But no, somebody rescored that film with existing tracks from other Bond films, and it was very creative because they took clips from all kinds of films. Like, they took tracks from Dr. No and tracks from up to, I guess, Dying of the Day was probably the last one. And it was really interesting. It was very clever. If I write a Bond book, I get a cameo in the film. Cool. Rich Allen, it's on YouTube. Oh, the one I'm talking about. The Never Say Never Again. Never Say McClory Again. That is right. That is exactly what it was. Christopher M3. And Justin, I'd like to see GoldenEye with an authentic score. I swear to God, I've said the same thing. They should do the same treatment to GoldenEye. Take all the David Arnold scores, rescore GoldenEye. You'd have something interesting. Yeah, Never Say McClory Again. That was exactly what it was. I don't know who it was behind that, who did that. But boy, did they do a good job with that. It was really good. I always thought Sam Mendes had a pretentious approach to the Bond movies. Yeah, his whole explanation as to why the gun barrel isn't at the start of Skyfall always irked me. I never heard what he actually said, but it doesn't surprise me. The worst opening song in Never Say Never Again. Good Lord, is that correct? The Never Say Never Again score really hurt the film. Yeah, I mean, the film was just sort of a weird little mess, though. I mean, it was kind of odd. I mean, not terrible, but just kind of weird. Have you or do you plan on reviewing the Fleming novels? Probably not. At least not for a while, Tomahawk, because Calvin just finished it, doing that. I don't want to poach on anybody's territory. And Calvin's doing a really good job with it, by the way. I mean, Calvin always does a good job. I mean, I've been a fan of Calvin for years. So, I mean, he's doing a really good job with the book reviews. So, maybe down the road. Would you support a Pierce Brosnan style Never Say Never Again to rival No Time to Die? Boy, that is a fascinating question. I'm trying to imagine what that would look like. Is there any particular world location that's never been used in a Bond film that you would like to see featured? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I kind of, at this stage of the game, I kind of like it when Bond goes back to certain locations. Like, I loved that he went back to the Bahamas. I like that he's going to Jamaica. So that's, I kind of like when he revisits certain locations. Istanbul, I like when he went back there. New places, South Africa would be interesting to me. I mean, he's never been to Australia, so why the hell not? Not sure where else. Quantum of Solace is underrated. Okay. Mendes said he didn't have the gun barrel at the start of Skyfall because the opening shot of the film. Well, yeah, okay, and you're right. That does sound pretentious because the opening shot looked too similar, right? Meaning they kind of did it without actually doing it. They sort of did like a gun barrel without doing a gun barrel, right? So don't have your first shot look like the gun barrel if you're gonna have a gun barrel. Yes, you're right. Very pretentious. Next Bond, Cavill, Hiddleston. I would like Cavill if they changed the tone a little bit. Calvin did an excellent job with the Fleming novels, but he's concluded that series, so there's no reason why you can't give us your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I won't. Just Joe Solak, I swear to God, I was thinking about Canada. I was thinking Toronto, and then I was like, well, why not? You read the novels? Yes, I've read all the novels. Some several times. Quantum is underrated. I've never understood the hate for it. Well, I'll tell you why I don't like it. First of all, the storytelling is weak. Casino made a point to, show Bond as a detective, where he's trying to think through things, or sometimes you see him just sort of scanning the area and he sees something. I thought that they did that really well. In Quantum, they were just dropping things in his lap. So yeah, the storytelling was very connected dots. And also when they drop Mathis in the dumpster, I'm done. I'm out. Did you ever see the original work print or the scenes from Living Daylights? Such a shame they cut Whitaker. I have to read that again. Deleted scenes from Quantum. Don't know. Do you know if they actually filmed any scenes inside Ian Fleming's bungalow? I don't know. And ironically, you'd think that they would. You'd think if they're going to go to GoldenEye, which was where they filmed the, that press thing, whatever they called it. New Zealand. That's another interesting one. Why wouldn't they go to GoldenEye? I mean, apparently they built that house that was supposed to be James Bond's house, and unfortunately they already knocked it down, as far as I know. Why they do that, I don't know. I don't know what. Who would win in a fight, Roger Moore or Pierce Brosnan? I think Pierce, but not by a lot. I think Pierce would. He would probably. I think Roger Moore. I don't think Roger Moore was very physical. Bond has never been to Australia, New Zealand, or anything Oceania. A whole continent that he has not visited. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole part of the world, so why not? You ever listen to Roger Moore's commentaries on his films? Like full blown. No, I haven't actually. Alan Hilburn, message retracted. Must have had some cuss words in it. Roger is ex-army. Roger Moore would send his stuntman in. I mean, Roger Moore is great because he'll come right out and tell you, like, yeah, I'm not a man of action. I'm a man of leisure. That's it. Kyle, trivia question. What's the name of James Bond's house in Jamaica in the Benson novels? Is it like Shame Lady or something? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh boy, I'm going to lose my Bond card. Bond in America. I wish, Johan, I wish he would go to New York. I really wish Bond would go to New York. Honestly, I kind of feel like I would love to see Bond go to New York and do Singapore. I don't think he's ever been. They mentioned Singapore a lot. Do you think Craig's comments about trying to keep Trump out? Yeah, we talked about that, Em. It's whatever. Yeah, Bond in New York. I really wish they would put Bond in New York because I feel like they could find really old school locations like the 21 Club, you know, where he can slip in and they kind of know him, whatever. Shame Lady. Okay, cool. Yes, I mean, if Bond went to New York, he can go to the 21 Club. You know, that would be really cool because it's an old school kind of place. Maybe Sardi's, but I'm not a big fan of Sardi's. I like 21 Club much better. But then he can go to like a modern club, like go to like do one scene here, but then later he goes to another one, which is like a like a penthouse, swanky place. You could really do a lot in New York. Like seriously, present day New York would be cool as hell. Any other city states besides maybe Vegas? He's been there before, but it's no longer Sinatra's Vegas. It's Disneyland now. It's not even Disneyland anymore. It's just kind of, it's just okay. Places in the States. Well, I tell you what. Again, I kind of like. I mean, Bond has been to some great locations already in the States. I mean, he's been to San Francisco, Las Vegas, New Orleans, Miami, Key West, and New York. I think that's it. So, any other places in the States I'd like to see him go to? I don't know. I mean, personally, like there's some areas in Maine. Which 007 music do you hear when you work out? I'll come back to that. I'm trying to think of places in. I mean, put it this way: if they were going to redo the books, like I think it's Live and Let Die. He's actually in St. Petersburg, which I think at the time it was kind of corny. But I mean, there's a lot of nice places down there now. Yeah, New York was so underused in Live and Let Die. I almost feel like it doesn't even qualify. New Orleans, back to New Orleans. Yeah, that'd be cool. You can't forget. Yeah, I always kind of purposely leave out Kentucky. Chicago, DC. DC would be a good one. Yes, there would be a logic to that if you went to DC. I just started watching that Never Say Never Again edit. So that's Jamie Lynch. Is that online? Is it the Never Say McCoy Again version? Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii. So Boston, yeah. Isthmus. Bourbon Street, yeah. Okay, so somebody asked me, like, what do I, when I work out, what do I listen to? You know what? The African Rundown is great. You want to laugh? This is going to be embarrassing. I did, remember Tybo, the original Tybo with Billy Blanks? That's a favorite of mine when I'm exercising, which obviously I haven't been doing recently. But this postponement, by the way, has kind of. But I won't. I'm kind of getting tired of shooting my mouth off about how I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. In my defense, it's because I get distracted with other things. Like I've really, when I say I have spent every free minute, honestly, in the last year, I've probably spent every free minute sitting at my desk editing videos, and I'm not exaggerating about that. So I haven't done jack shit as far as exercise goes. So, like I said, I don't want to shoot my big mouth off yet. We'll just see what happens. But I actually downloaded Tybo. I re-edited it with Bond music, and it works pretty well. So I kind of like it. I tried to actually put it on YouTube, but of course it got blocked because I was copywriting all the music. So I saw the bike chase rescored on YouTube a couple months back. Okay. Hercules Takes Off is a great workout track. Hercules Takes Off. That's Living Daylights. I'm trying to remember how that goes. Let's see how Isthmus has developed in the 30 years after Bond killed Sanchez. What a coincidence. I spent every free minute watching videos. Gary. Hey, alright guys, it's 10 o'clock. So I guess we should probably wind down. So how often should we do this? Has this live stream been everything you hoped it would be? And by the way, if you want, send me a note here and there. By the way, like I said, I'm on Patreon. If you want to be a Patreon supporter, I would love it. No Time to Die premieres November 12th in the UK, November 25th in the USA. Is that the biggest gap between premieres? Yeah! Oh my god, 2 weeks now between the UK and the US. I remember when that happened for Skyfall. I think it was only 1 week then. And I'm like trying... And this was years ago. Now it's 10 times worse. So you're going to be spending like 2 weeks now doing this. Ugh, good lord. Fortnightly. Oh my goodness. Are you going to really test me to see if I know what fortnightly means? I think it means 2 weeks. That's actually not bad. Maybe every 2 weeks. Because honestly, it's going to be kind of crazy. Especially now. I mean, seriously. Especially now with this whole quarantine thing. That's kind of really why I decided to do this tonight, because like I was already sort of debating on it because it's been a while. Alan, sweet dreams, my friend. I'll be talking to you. Yeah, it's like I said, especially because of this whole thing with people getting quarantined. I was like, oh my god, we gotta do a live stream. It's been ages, but yeah, so you know. Yeah, I'll try to shoot for every 2 weeks, and probably not Fridays. Is it not a term in the States? Fortnite? I mean, again, I've heard of it. I know what it means, but it's not, it's not exactly common. But yeah, I'll have to figure out what night works. Like Thursday-ish. I feel like Thursday would be pretty good. It's not quite the weekend. Because people are going to go out Fridays, assuming you can go out. Live stream every day, no more, no less. You know what? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it more often if this coronavirus keeps up. Maybe you have nice cushions. Yeah, I noticed that one of them was kind of getting a little. Yeah, I've had these for quite a while now. Yeah, we don't say Fortnite here. Mondays or Fridays. Yeah. I think a lot of people, I mean, Fridays, I think people, are kind of going out doing happy hours or going on dates or whatever. Plus, I think my girlfriend would murder me if I was doing this every Friday. I usually kind of spend the weekends at my girlfriend's. So maybe Thursday would be good. So, 2 weeks. So maybe 2 weeks every fortnight. Every 2 weeks. John Moore says 2 weeks. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So maybe every 2 weeks on Thursday. Reddit link to Never Say Never Again. Yeah, post the Never Say Never Again link when you get a chance. Alright, guys. that's it. I'm going to call it here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Is that an original poster behind you? No. I got that at like poster something.com, whatever. Remember to sleep too. No streams too often. Thank you, Finn. Alright, guys. Again, thank you for being here and toughing it out for the whole time. Alright, guys. Be good. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.